Guildford to build a multi-faith centre on campus. 6 faiths under one roof.
Trolleys, are they the curse of campus? Or are they the saviour of hungry students? We find out why they keep escaping.
Safety on campus question. Just how safe are you? Hello and welcome to the University of Surrey Student News, the news programme which takes the news, covers it in fur, puts hooves on its feet and antlers on its head, which is not the same as the stag.
I'm Mike Fraser.
And I'm Matt Goodwin, and we are University of Surrey Student News.
Our main story tonight is on the new multi-faith centre which will be constructed on campus. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks, Mike. At the University of Surrey, we have a very wide range of faiths and cultures to cater for. However, at the moment, all that is available to give these faiths somewhere to practice is a place known as the Quiet Centre. Now this Quiet Centre is described in its usage principles as being a building for quiet contemplation, worship and prayer for individuals and groups. But is this really enough? Currently being built is something called the Multi-Faith Centre. Due for completion in 2010, the Multi-Faith Centre is costing £6 million to build and has been described as a sorely needed practical solution to student needs. We go now to our reporter on the scene, Adam Rainsford, to get the lowdown on the situation.
So, here I am, in the Quiet Centre. I've been sent to get the down low on this story and give you an unflavoured taste of what's to come. Like the bells of Guildford Cathedral, the headline this week resoundingly chimed, 6 faiths under one roof, to which you may have thought, my goodness, how big will this roof be? Well, I'm here first and foremost to dispel any ideas that this multi-faith centre is to be a hothouse for the creation of the world's first superfaith. No, my lords and ladies, it is certainly much more than that. This idea brings together Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism and Buddhism. Now I've often heard that worship is something that should be shared, but in my eyes this is something that is not often done in such an interreligious fashion, or with so much flair. I mean, there will be a gathering space for interfaith activities and dialogue, and slap bang in a centre at the very heart of this project will be a kosher, halal vegetarian cafe. Whoever thought of putting food at the centre of all this is a man close to my own heart. Food brings people together, and unlike the Chicago Deep Pan Pizza ads claim, sharing is not for losers. It's a two-way thing. You get something back too, whether it be the bite of someone else's veggie burger, or a cheeky taste of how others worship. It's win-win.
I'll tell you why I like this project. Not just because it's the first of its kind, not just because it's downright groovy, and not just because it's received a double thumbs up from the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Chief Rabbi. I like it because it's 2 fingers to the squares, the conventionalists and all the chuffing skeptics out there. It ups the ante on all those who are dancing round the issue of religious conflict, and says, let's just cut to the ruddy chase here, squash ourselves together, and with a seasoning of spirit, just marinate ourselves in the greatness that comes with acceptance, harmonisation, and real achievement. I mean, the place even caters for those with no faith. What more could you want? Thus, the very essence of this project, bringing 6 world faiths together under one roof, is purely and simply supreme. I dig it. I'd try and worship the pants off this project if it had any. It may not cater for those of you who are Jedi orientated or into Scientology, but quite frankly, I don't care. This project is going to be off the hook holy, so hats off people, it's just delicious. And when it's finished, I hope you all get a taste of it. I'm Adam Rainsford, proudly reporting for M.A.D TV News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Adam. A real eye-opener, I must say. Now, the more observant amongst you may remember last episode's story about Starbucks mugs. Well, I am pleased to report that for once, a news reporter was correct, and Starbucks are now starting to serve drink-in coffee in cardboard cups. On the back of this, Mike has our second student stealing story.
Thanks, Matt. trolleys have been escaping from the Guildford branch of Tesco since time began.
Well, since the opening of the store and the introduction of trolleys, in any case.
These humble metal cages are often the main transport for students on their weekly shop to carry large bulky items home, as well as their friends from a night out. They can be seen strewn across campus pretty regularly, and at one point as many as 47 trolleys were counted on campus, with yet more left abandoned between the superstore and the university, like some kind of crude modern art. Since trolleys are pack animals, they can usually be found on campus grazing in designated trolley collection points. Tesco send their aquatic retrieval unit to round up the lost trolleys, which eyewitness report look something like this. In the last few years, the trolleys have been modified to lock when they leave the premises. However, being a university full of engineers and the such, these devices are often disabled, allowing the trolleys to run free. Now please understand that M.A.D TV do not endorse trolley theft, as these creatures are not very well constructed for off-road travel and prefer to wander up and down the aisles looking for alcohol and groceries. But we can comprehend why students persist in the theft of these magnificent beasts. So we believe that perhaps for those persistent poachers, try sharing the trolley with other poachers, and together perhaps we can create a more trolley-happy world, even if we do end up drifting off to the left or the right.
But enough about trolleys. It's time to turn to our top tantalising tea-filled tangent, which I must add is a serious one.
Our next story is the safety of students at the University of Surrey and the surrounding town of Guildford. Many of our viewers may be aware of the terrifying stories which have surfaced over the last few months, with deaths, guns and sexual assaults. We are here tonight with our serious faces on to discuss the reality of living at the University of Surrey and the safety of our fellow students and staff.
Statistically, Surrey is one of the safest counties in the UK, and being full of students, it can often be guaranteed for a great place to live, study, work and play. However, this does not excuse that small percentage of people in this world who run against the grain and cause misery and upset to the rest of us. Now we know that you have all been told about how to stay safe, but we at M.A.D TV kinda like you guys out there, so we would like to just cover again the best ways to stay safe and enjoy yourself whilst at Surrey. We are joined by Liz Simos, who we would like to help us in providing you with a short list of things which might help you to keep safe.
So Elizabeth, what has the union done?
Well, we've had some very positive recent developments. We've increased lighting on campus, we've increased security staff on campus, and we've increased CCTV on campus and the surrounding area. In addition to this, we've set up the union night bus, which leaves on Mondays from Chancellor's from 8 p.m. until 4 a.m. in the morning.
That's brilliant, that's brilliant. And I hear you have some top tips for us?
I do. It's important to go home from a night out with a friend or take a licensed taxi. Make sure people know where you are. And look out for others and don't just avoid a situation which may seem a little bit wrong. But most importantly, try to avoid a situation which you wouldn't want to find yourself in. But if something does happen, there are places to get help, and that's the Students' Union, the Students' Advice Centre and Care Services, and of course security on campus. And if you'd like, I can give you the number for that. It's very simple to remember. It's 3333.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we know that these things won't necessarily save your life, because after all, you cannot plan against everything. You can't control the future. But you can prevent yourself from becoming entangled in a situation you don't want to be in. If you need any help with absolutely anything, get in touch with your tutors, the Students' Union, family members, M.A.D TV, the religious groups, or pretty much just your mates. As a university, we should be looking out for everybody on campus. If you see something dodgy, then call for help.
And remember, life is for living, so don't lock yourself away with your books and never go out. Just remember to play it safe and enjoy your time at the University of Surrey as much as you can.
Live life. And now it's time for the sports with Dr. Nicholas Williams. Nicholas, what do you have for us?
That's very kind of you, gentlemen. I am here by Pat's Field, where apparently there are sports played quite frequently, and the University of Surrey is just one of the teams.
Excellent! Thanks for that, Dr. Williams. Matt?
You don't suppose he knows who scored, do you?
I know we did last night.
Well, that's about all we have time for today. You have been watching University of Surrey Student News. He's been Mike Fraser.
And he's been Matt Goodwin.
Goodbye!
That
That was University News on M.A.D TV. If you would like to contact M.A.D TV, get involved with the news, or have a news story you would like us to report, then email us on mad_tv@live.co.uk.